Entertainment Connect. I am here with the amazing Destiny Turnboe, and she is going to be telling us more about her amazing blog, FlyyGirl Adventures.
Hi guys, my name is Destiny, and I am the founder of FlyyGirl Adventures blog, which is a lifestyle blog. I also do content creation for small businesses, motivational speaking, and mentorship for young girls.
Awesome. So tell us more about how you started your blog.
Well, my blog actually kind of started out of a need to provide myself some healing and therapy. I went through a really near fatal car accident, and I got to the point where I just really couldn't do anything. I couldn't work. I couldn't go out and do the fun things that I was used to doing. But I started looking through some of my pictures and some of the things I had done before. I've always been a traveler and an adventurer type of person. And I was like inspired by that. So I wanted to share my story, some of the experiences that I had just with traveling and, you know, different hotels that I've been in, and, you know, sharing that experience with others. And it kind of birthed from that point.
Okay, nice. So tell us more about the places you've traveled.
Well, most of my travels have been in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So I'm a huge fan of Jamaica.
Okay.
I love Jamaica. I really love Negril in Jamaica because it's not as touristy. It's not a lot of full service resorts there. They're like just regular hotels, mom and pop hotels. They're nice, right by the beach. You can walk out from your room right onto the water, and they're not as expensive. You kind of still get that hometown feel. I really like. Well, 9 times out of 10, I probably wouldn't go on a vacation anywhere that didn't have a beach.
Okay. I don't blame you. I think that's the purpose of it, is going to the
Exactly.
beach.
Yes. So I'm a beach girl. That's been, you know, my favorite. I've been to St. Martin. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Trinidad and Tobago. And then all up and down the East Coast to different beaches and things like that. But I'm really hoping to branch out and do some more traveling, hopefully this summer.
Okay. Okay, nice. So I know that you said that your blog is more so, it started off as more of a therapy for you, correct? So give us a little bit more detail in regards to the therapy. How was it therapeutic for you?
It was therapeutic for me just to look back and see all that I had accomplished, even when I was in a state where I couldn't move and I couldn't do things. Just reflecting on those things and then helping other travelers to figure out what their accommodations would be like, sharing my experience. And it went from there, where I was talking about travel, to a point where, you know, I was like, well, let me talk about a little bit about my story and share what I think it really means to be a fly girl. Because to me, I think it's not always about the glitz and glamour. It's not always about how many flights you can catch or how many places you can go. Anybody can do that if they have money. But I think being fly is really about being your best self no matter what your situation, your circumstances are. Being comfortable in your own skin and embracing life as a journey. You're not always going to be at the top of the mountain, always. You know, there's a journey getting there, but just understanding the importance of value of that journey, I think is really, really major.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. So as we know that when you're doing something therapeutic, you learn more about yourself, learn about, you know, it's like a reflection. Did you experience any of that as you were blogging?
I did. I learned that I'm not a patient person. I'm not a patient person at all. A lot of times, like, I'm the type of person, I want something right away. I want to see immediate results. But through that process, through the process of healing, both with my leg and just growing through with my blog, I learned the importance of being patient, the importance of being consistent, the importance of just taking your time and evaluating and appreciating the process that you're going through. It's not always going to be a microwave situation where you put it in and you get it out, but if you are continuously consistent with whatever you're doing, eventually something really good will come forth, and you just have to trust that. So I think that's one thing that I learned It's just to trust the process.
Okay, Destiny, so tell us, what was it exactly that made you say, you know what, I'm going to get up and just travel and blog?
Well, like I said, I've always been an adventurer and explorer, even before the accident. I remember, like, on my 10th birthday, my aunt gave me a suitcase. Just because.
A suitcase?
Yes.
What color was the suitcase?
It was gray.
See, you know, and that's how I know it was important.
It was a gray carry-on size, and I actually still use the carry-on size suitcase all the time. But so I always, even before the accident, I always was into that. And I think after the accident, I was motivated even when I just even got a little bit more mobile to just try to go and do as much as I could, because that was almost taken away from me. Like being able to walk. Sometimes we take things so for granted that are so small, just the ability to be able to walk, to get yourself dressed, to put your shoes on, to fix food for yourself, to get in a car and drive. All those things were taken away from me in a matter of a second. And I never even, I don't think I appreciated it as much as I could. So as soon as even like an inkling of mobility came back to me, I was like, okay, I can do this. Okay, I can do that. You know, I was going through and having surgery, and I'm like, okay, well, once this medicine wears off, let me write up a blog, you know. Those are things that really kept me motivated in my journey as I was going on, because I ended up, after the surgery, I ended up having to get like five surgeries after the accident.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And each of those surgeries, like the recovery time was 2 months or more. Like I told you, I'm not a very patient person, so I'm getting out of surgery like, oh man, come on. The next day after surgery, like, can we do an interview? Like, can we do something? You know, so it came out of I guess I just have a high drive and a motivation just to keep myself moving forward. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like you were not patient.
No.
And that's okay, and that's understandable. You know, you just going through so many things, and then you're just feeling like you're caged in. You're gonna want to get out and move around. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So tell us, what was the most memorable experience through your travel blogging?
I think one time my family and I went on a family vacation to the Dominican Republic for my birthday, which is New Year's Day. So we were there for about 7 days. We had a really great time. We had a house right off the water. We had some friends that we knew from before when we visited previously. It was just a really, really great time. But on the way back, I didn't check to see like the status of our flights. So, you know, we're in a cab. You know, when you're overseas, your internet may not work as well. So the car we're in didn't necessarily have the internet. So when I pulled up to we pulled up to the gates for the airport, I'm finally like getting all these messages in, and it says your flight has been canceled. And we had just drove like 3 hours to get to this airport. We paid like maybe $150. Like I told you, a spotty internet service. So I was like really panicked. Nobody had travel insurance. Always get travel insurance, especially when you're traveling with family or a group. Always.
Yes.
But we were able to work it out, you know, without coming out of the bank too much, because I had a lot of points, hotel points. So we stayed. I think we had to stay an extra 5 days in the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
But those whole 5 days, we didn't pay for it at all. We stayed at a great hotel. Like, it was kind of like an extension to the trip, really. We had like a rooftop infinity pool. Yeah, we were doing. We went and we toured the rest of the city. We were in Santo Domingo. But that was, I mean, even though it was like slightly disastrous, it taught me a lesson. Like I said, to make sure you have travel insurance. Make sure you dot all your I's, cross all your T's. Check those flights before, especially if you have to go very far. Yeah. Check those flights before you get to moving. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like a never ever forgetting kind of moment, kind of trip. So now I want to know, what was the worst trip you ever did on your travel blogging?
You know, I'm a positive person. So, I really don't categorize things as work trips. There was a really bad work trip that I went on once. I don't know if they booked the hotel to the last minute or what, but the hotel was definitely haunted. It was very creepy. They were like flannel, you know those flannel covers? They're like very old. And they had like the little things poking out of them.
Really?
And we definitely felt like there were bed bugs in the room. I was with my sister on that trip. It had 2 double beds, but we both slept in the bed together. We were so scared. Like, we took all the covers off the bed and like just laid with no covers in the night. Like, it was just, the room was just really dirty. And so that was probably as bad as it gets. For the most part, I enjoy all of my trips. Even if something really bad happens, I really try to make the best of it. And try to see what lesson could be learned. Out of that one, I don't know, because I don't know, maybe we could have slept in the car. That's how I was feeling. But we made it. We didn't have any bed bugs when we got home. Thank God.
No bed bugs.
Yes.
Bring that back home. So tell us, I know that there are a million blogs. There are a lot of different social media, travel tips, travel photos, travel under the sun, everything. Tell us what separates you from everyone else.
I think what makes FlyyGirlAdventures.com unique is because it has that unique blend of travel. It introduces you to fly things. Like, I have companies that I partner with and showcase some of their merchandise on my site or some of the things that they have. It combines hotel reviews and different suggestions of hotels you could try out. And it also combines more of an inspirational feel where I'm encouraging people and empowering women on their journey to keep going and keep pushing no matter what might come their way. So I think that unique combination is what makes it stand out and makes it different.
Good. That sounds good. You know, everyone needs some inspiration at some point, regardless of where you are in your life. You need something to help push you. Because anyone can have a bad day. Someone can have a great day, and then it turns into a terrible day based on one little thing. So I think that's really good to know, and I'm happy for you, and congratulations on that, because that is a big deal. You know, you don't really have too many businesses, blogs, you know, that's focusing on something positive, that's focusing on something that, you know, I'm going to do it regardless of what I have going on. You know, everything now is about gossip, celebrity gossip. Oh, this happened over in this town, all negative stuff. And so it's a breath of fresh air to have something that's inspirational like that.
Absolutely.
That's good. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. So, have you had anyone reach out to you saying, hey, you know, you've motivated me, you've inspired me? Do you have anyone that has come out and just let you know, hey, you're helping me move along in my life?
I've had a lot of people reach out to me, both in my messages on my social media accounts and on my website. One woman told me, like, I was trying to figure out what hotel I was going to go to in Jamaica, and, you know, I saw your review of this hotel, and I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to go, so thank you so much. One girl reached out to me, and she was just saying, like, as a young person, seeing me, you know, be so active and doing things in the community and traveling was really inspirational to her. I also had interns last summer who I was working with and trying to help them move forward in their designated career paths, and they all were really appreciative of the program that I put together for them. So I have had a lot of good positive feedback, and that's really encouraging to me, because you know, your friends and family always will say, okay, good, you're doing a good job, but to hear it from true strangers is very, very motivational. And for some reason, that positive encouragement and feedback always happens to come at a time where I'm feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, or like, you know, what value am I really adding? So I really, really appreciate that feedback, and it always, like I said, comes at a good time.
Good. So you mentioned an intern program you had. Tell us more about that.
Well, last summer I took on the responsibility of having 4 interns through a program that I called FlyyGirl Fly, which empowered girls to both travel and fly into their next phase of life. So what I did was I had an application process, and I kind of asked the girls, like, what areas are you interested in? Is it politics? Is it entertainment? Is it photography or film? And what I tried to do was match them up with mentors that were in those fields that could help them to further themselves in those fields and help them to find opportunities in those fields. In addition to that, they were able to set up their own website, set up their own blog. I gave them like weekly assignments of things they need to write on and report on. Some of them wanted to go to different events and they were sent money to go to the events they went to, and then they had to do a write-up about it. But like the whole process and the point of it was not to kind of get free work out of them, like how some internship programs work. But the point of it was to empower them, to get them to thinking, you know, critically, okay, I have this summer, what can I do with this summer? These are some events that are going on. I'm not just going to this event. I'm going to this event because it's going to help me further in my future. They're going to be thinking critically when they're attending the events because they're thinking about how does this fit into the plan that I want. You know, sometimes your plans don't always go or come about as you may have expected them to, but you're always going to be better off if you have a plan versus not at all. Yeah, so I think the program was pretty successful. I'm looking at possibly doing it again this year, but changing some things around. But yeah, I thought it went really well.
Good. It sounds like a great program. Sounds like something that I hope that you do again, because you don't have that too often. Especially, as you said, a lot of interns get free work. So I think that's really good that you had something like that, because again, you don't have that too much, especially if it's something to empower someone to move along in their, you know, their calling. So that's good. Good for you. Look at you. You on the roll. You see how things work out.
They do.
They work
with
out.
A little bit of patience, a little bit of time.
Yes. And you know what? You keep saying patience, but it seems like you continue to have patience even though you don't think you do.
Yeah, that could be the case, because if I didn't, I don't know where I would be right now.
Yes, because I can only imagine how much hard work was put into the internship. So that definitely is going to take a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But again, kudos to you. That's a big deal.
Thank you.
And I hope that you do it again.
Yeah.
So that way you can empower someone else. Really good.
Thanks.
All right. So tell us, do you have any more upcoming trips? Any big trips? Any big plans for anything for us to look forward to?
I'm not really planning any trips at the moment. I know I want to take my mom somewhere for her birthday, which is in May, and I have not started planning that yet. I'm really kind of in the process of getting all my financial situations together since being off work for so long. But that's in the process. I know that I want to do something for my birthday again, which is in January, at the end of the year. So those are the two things that are immediately on my radar. But in terms of trips, not exactly at the moment, no.
Okay. Okay, so since you're not doing trips, what are you doing for FlyyGirl Adventures?
Well, right now I've been working on a lot of hotel reviews. I'm in a lot of hotels and like in different parts of the country. I've been staying in a lot of hotels, so I've been trying to work on getting a partnership with some hotel brands.
So tell our viewers, how can they find you on social media? How can they keep up with FlyyGirl Adventures?
You can go to my website, which is www.FlyyGirlAdventures.com. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, FlyyGirl Adventures, and that's FlyyGirl, FLYY Girl Adventures. On my website, there's a link to join the mailing list and sign up, and you can get weekly updates about things. And yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for stepping into the Boss Lounge today. I greatly appreciate it. I was very happy to learn more about FlyyGirl Adventures. I think it is very unique. You don't have too many travel blogs that is doing what you're doing, especially not putting on an internship to empower someone else. So thank you so much for that. Viewers, thank you for tuning in to the Boss Lounge today. Until next time, boss up and be blessed.